Hey everyone, One Big Boss here, and welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. As you can tell already, episode 6 will have us looking into the character Ada Wong from the Resident Evil series. Joining me today is my good friend Angelic Hellraiser, whom is one of the biggest Ada fans I've ever met, and has an eye for detail on how characters interact with one another and how they should be. Well, say hi, Miss Hellraiser.
Hey.
Alright, straight to the point. There we go. Alright, well, with introductions out of the way, let's start off with the questions. Well, first off, what makes Ada so different from Jill Valentine, Claire, and Rebecca Chambers? I mean, she's pretty much almost like a James Bond girl. Really, what makes her different?
Jill and Claire and Rebecca and Ashley and Sheva and all the other characters, they are pretty upfront. Ada is more of in the gray middle whenever it comes to morals and such. And she's not exactly a hero, nor is she a villain. She would be more like an anti-villain. And she's also not a damsel in distress. She rarely ever needs to be helped. And whenever she does, it's normally due to her protecting someone, which is rare for her as well. So...
Yeah, no, it's true, because, she's pretty, she's set in her ways, she knows her skills, she, doesn't seem like any situations really seem to bother her. I mean, in Raccoon City, she was all calm and cool, despite that the whole town had gone to hell, you know?
Yeah, it's very unique. I mean, Claire is calm, cool, and, collected most of the time, but even she is innocent to a lot of things that are going on in the storyline, and it's common knowledge that Ada is not. She's used to this. She is that unique female in the series that is the, what would you call her? I can't come up with the word, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But she's just that shadow character that knows a lot. She also is a driving plot device, actually. One of the characters that drives the plot because she has that mystery and she's tied to Umbrella and pretty much the main antagonist of the story. So she has a lot of weight in the story itself.
Yeah, she pretty much kind of just works from the shadows and helps out. She is pretty much like a double agent, it seems, and then a triple agent. She doesn't, she obviously cares for Leon, it seems, from helping him out at the end of Resident Evil 2, where she throws the rocket launcher so, he can take out Mr. X. But, of course, Claire gets that ending, too, as well. But, even in Resident Evil 4, it showed that, she was working from behind the scenes, keeping Leon safe, rescuing him from Krauser, despite disobeying Wesker's orders, which is suicide, because that man is very scary, or was very scary. I should use that in the past tense, because he's dead now.
Yeah, she was one of the few characters, aside from, I guess, Chris, but, yeah, she stood up to Wesker and lived to tell about it, which was strange. But, Ada's Ada, so...
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the thing is, I really like what they've done with her. Somehow she managed to survive Wesker. She, wasn't the Plaga from number 4, didn't she give him, a false one or something?
He wanted, I think it was it a Queen Plaga sample, and she merely gave him just the regular slave Plaga, I think. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've looked at the RE4 storyline.
Yeah, because I remember, when you play, Separate Ways, she gets the one that Sadler was holding, and after Leon defeats him, and of course she pulls her Resident Evil 2 act, and again throws yet another rocket launcher for him out of nowhere. I understand, a rocket launcher being in the Umbrella base, but on that island, on that, construction zone, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
After she beats Krauser, which is kind of funny. It's Leon doesn't beat him.
Under her dress. That's where she's got a whole arsenal under her dress.
Yeah. But she's really interesting, and I do hope that they do cover more in Resident Evil 6 and in Damnation, because you were the one telling me that, obviously, from what I've researched, Damnation ties in with her as well.
Yes, it does. And they're releasing it, of course, after the game, because it possibly gives away too much story. Because they wanted, I remember reading this somewhere, that they, Ada's minigame will clear up a lot of the mystery and questions to the other scenarios. I think it's Jake's scenario, Leon's scenario, and Chris's. I think are the three. And you're supposed to have a lot of cutscene time this game around.
Oh, okay. I like that. Like, well, yeah. Like, I was the one who did point that out to you. We're supposed to get like 3 hours of cutscenes, to where that's incredible. Because Metal Gear Solid 4, that's still one of my favorite and best looking games on the PlayStation 3. That has how do I say this? That had 6 hours, and Resident Evil 5 only had 60 at the time.
So, 60 minutes,
Yeah, so I think it's going to be impressive to see what we get out of this. Because I was skeptical at first of how Resident Evil was being handled, but now I have a little bit more faith in what's going on.
Yeah, and the latest stuff that was released, Ada's dialogue really makes me curious where she stands with Simmons. Because a lot of fans are thinking that she's, with Simmons. But I believe what she says at the beginning of it is... he really did go through with it, poor town.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it kind of, it reminded me of, I think it's Umbrella Chronicles, after she speaks to Wesker and she's in that hotel room.
Yep.
And she's talking about the G virus.
Mm-hmm.
It's those elements that kind of make her contradictory to what most would believe or see her as. You don't look at her like a book cover,
Yeah.
Don't book by its cover.
Well, yeah, because that's one book that just has multiple covers. Because she always seemed they've built her up as a spy, like I said, like a James Bond girl. She kind of reminds me of Eva from the Metal Gear series, because you really don't know what her ulterior motive is, but she cares for the main character, even though she's not supposed to, and has double crossed them as well, but still rescues them. I think that Ada and Eva share a lot in common.
She's based off Nikita.
That's right. You were the one who pointed that out. There is actually, and separate ways, how she's leaning against the wall with the gun. That was taken from the poster for Nikita, if I remember correctly. That's where they got the idea from.
Yes.
And the thing we got to talk about right now is why do so many people dislike Ada so much? I run into so many people who don't like her. You can answer this better than anybody else that I know.
Really and truly, I believe it's because she's misunderstood, or she is the independent female who doesn't wait for someone to help her, and she is a bia, it's who Ada is, and either you like her or you don't like her. It's not she's okay, she's pretty cool. It's I like her or I hate the bee, And she is what Krauser called her, the bee in the red dress.
Yeah, that's why I made that AMV a while back. The Elton John's "The Bitch Is Back" there.
Yeah, right.
I thought that was perfect because that's just that line. It always stuck with me. So.
Exactly, and she's a very independent, like I said, strong character, and she does things her way. Nobody's gonna sway her, and she, like I said, she's also an anti-hero, so that clouds a lot of the fans' perception of her as being, heroic, or any of her her kind acts where she does something good. It's still the image of a villain, them perceiving her as a villain is still there because she isn't perfect. But to me, that also makes Ada one of the most tangible characters because she's not perfect and she's selfish and she's a biznitch, but she's still deep down human because she really, I think, loves Leon. And yeah, she has her own goals, but even, despite that, she protects him anyway.
This is true. She does do a lot of protecting towards him. And I like that because you still don't know what, she obviously cares for him, but we don't know what's going to become of this between those two, what's going to happen in the upcoming game. Because obviously there's a lot going on we don't know about yet, and I'm kind of hoping that Capcom gives us maybe one more trailer, because they've kind of spoiled a lot already, and it's like what I said in the past. If you're going to show us this much already, you know how badly you messed up with Resident Evil 5. They're trying to bring fans back, but at the same time, the fans like me and you have stuck by this. It's kind of already let off a lot, which leaves me my last thing to think of. Maybe they're doing this because there's so much more that we haven't seen yet. They have so much in store for us that what we've seen is just the tip of the iceberg kind of thing.
That's what I'm hoping for, and that's honestly what I believe.
Yeah.
Because Ada's story is always, I've noticed is, yeah, Leon's great. You know, I love Leon. But Leon's story, and I know some fans probably hate me for this, but Leon's story is nothing without Ada. The element of Ada is what gives his story so much depth. It's not superficial. It's not just skin deep. There are many layers to his story. She adds so much to his story. And it's because she has the tie to Umbrella, and she has all those mysteries.
That's right, and that's what makes her like so interesting. Because even like the reports, the Ada reports and everything from Resident Evil 4, like all the things she surmised and went through and talked about, like, you know, how adept Leon was at like surviving, Krauser's abilities, like stuff about Wesker. She's done her homework, so she's very like meticulous. She knows she's not stupid, and she knows how to play the game pretty well. And that's why, and it makes you it does make her one of the most interesting characters in the series, like next to Wesker and Hunk, because those two characters, virtually nothing's known about them, really. Yeah, I think that was pretty interesting. We're actually almost out of time for this, so for the final question, I've heard some people talk about this. I mean, Ada was referenced in Resident Evil 1 in a note from her boyfriend, John, in the mansion that Jill and Chris find. They find that note, and then, you know, stuff is hinted about her in the Umbrella Chronicles, and then you play as her in Resident Evil 4, but, you know, would you like to see her in her own standalone kind of game? Kind of like, you know, like a spin-off, like a prequel, like Ada Rising or something like that.
Honestly, I think that would be pretty cool, not just as an Ada fan, but I think that with her mystery and the shadow of her character, I think it would really add a nice angle to her, to be able to find out about her, because you know really nothing about her past. You don't know where she's from. You know she's half Chinese, and you know that she's been working with the organization. Mm-hmm. And that's really about it. You don't even know her real name, because we don't know if Ada Wong's real name is, in fact, Ada Wong.
It's true. Like, there was that epilogue from Resident Evil 3 where she's looking at herself in the mirror and she's got that scar on her, like, on her side right there. And I don't know if that's, like, they tied that in for when she got attacked by Birkin in Resident Evil 2. But, yeah, no, I think a prequel would be pretty good. Kind of like a standalone thing. They'd have to really put some effort in. Like, that's pretty much if Resident Evil 6 and Damnation don't really answer anything, which I think they will.
Oh, yeah, I think it will, because the way they're playing with Ada's story, and people have been curious, and I've been talking with other Ada fans, and we really think that we're going to get a lot of answers.
That's good.
I mean, they still need to keep the game going, though. That's what they would like to do, you know? Because if they make money off this one, then they want to do another one, and they were already saying that they wanted to bring some new blood into RE, so that's why they have Jake and Sherry. So it's kind of hinting that they're wanting to continue the series, which I honestly don't know how that'll pan out, because I don't know how much story they'd have left with how much they've messed it up throughout some of the games.
Yes, this is true. No, that is true, though. But I bet, like, you know, like, whatever happens, you and Qishi, you guys are going to be phenomenal. For those who don't know who Qishi is, she is a cosplayer for Resident Evil. She's done fantastic work as Jill in her BSAA and her Resident Evil 3 outfit, but she's also done great work as Ada. She actually pretty much looks like her. She was talking to us the other day about how Capcom wants her to be like a booth girl or something.
Yeah, she was a booth girl, and then the Japanese producers liked her so much that they want to, I think it's do mocap and possibly have her voicing either a new character or even Ada.
For future installments, yeah. That'd be cool. And, I mean, we've heard her talk. Obviously, she can pull it off. That's if Sally Cahill can't come back and do it. So, and if anyone wants to see her, I mean, like, you've seen the pictures throughout the video that we've been talking and stuff. You've seen what she looks like. You can all follow her on a Deviant in the space below. But we're just actually out of time right now. So, this has been an interesting first character rundown I've done. Thanks, Hellraiser, for doing this. I greatly appreciate it.
Sure.
Alright, everyone, well, that just about does it. Like always, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because it's free, and in this day and age, free is a damn good thing. So, this is One Big Boss and Hellraiser, and we will see you all next time.